Hello friends, welcome to our channel Knowledge Amplifier, and today in this particular video I am going to discuss one complete data pipeline design in big data domain using cloud computing or cloud services. Okay, that is, we are going to use some AWS services. As cloud data warehouse we are going to use Snowflake. Okay, so in my previous video I have already shown you in detail how we can extend the capabilities of Snowflake to build data pipeline by easily extending them to external services and functionalities using external function, right? So the broad picture of external function looks like this. That is, we are having an external function. Suppose the name is myXTFN. Now in the select query, like normal other SQL functions, we use this one. We pass the data which is present in a particular column of our database table, right? Now that external function basically connects with API integration object. That integration object basically helps to connect Snowflake account with corresponding AWS, where basically our backend is sitting, right? And then it will make an HTTP request, okay? And then the request will be received by API gateway, and then API gateway will send that request to Lambda, which is our backend server for processing, okay? Now when the Lambda process the data, it will send back the response to API gateway. API gateway will send back the response to API integration. API integration will send the response to external function, which we can easily view in our result set of that select query, right? This is the broader picture. Now let's try to do some big data pipeline with this particular external function service, okay? Let's see how we can easily extend the capability of Snowflake in some new process, like for example machine learning or artificial intelligence also, right? So for this particular discussion I am going to use sentiment analysis with Amazon Comprehense. Okay, so Amazon Comprehense is nothing but a new service for natural language processing. If you go here in the documentation, you will be seeing that it basically derive and understand valuable insights from text within document. Okay, it will help you to understand the meaning of text, uncover the valuable insight from customer support tickets or product reviews or social media feeds and many more. Okay, that is, suppose some customer has given some review for a particular product, whether that review is positive review or negative review or neutral review, those kind of things you can easily understand with the help of this Amazon Comprehense service. Okay, so before going ahead with further discussion, let me just show you little bit about this Amazon Comprehend. I am just going to show you only that much what is required for our this particular data pipeline. Much more things you can explore from the documentation as well, right? So here I'll be going to AWS Management Console and I will search here in the search tab Comprehend. Okay, so here Amazon Comprehend. Okay, analyze unstructured text. All I need to do, launch Amazon Comprehend. Okay, here basically you can either do analysis based on built-in data models from AWS, or you can build custom also. So here you can give your text. Okay, so suppose I am giving one input text, that is impossible to reach customer service. Okay, that is for a particular service based company. Suppose the corresponding client or someone has given this particular review. That means what? That means that customer is not happy with the customer care service, right? But let's see how Amazon Comprehend analyze this particular text. All we need to do, click on analyze. Okay, if we click on analyze, here you will get insight, entities, key phrases, language, then sentiment, syntax, all this. Okay, so currently for example I am interested in sentiment only. I will click on that, and here see, here it is giving that what is the confidence for neutral, what is the confidence for positive, and see negative is maximum 0.99. and from the basic concept itself that we can understand that this is nothing but a negative kind of sentiment. Okay, that is the person who basically written this particular text, that person is unhappy with the customer service, right? Now basically you can use this particular comprehend using Boto3 and incorporate in your programming very easily. So that will return kind of JSON response. So application integration, if you click here, this particular input, that text will be passed like this kind of way in API call, and the output will be like this. Okay, response of that API, that is Here sentiment will be one key. Corresponding to that key, you will be having the value that whether the sentiment of that sentence is positive or negative. Okay. Now this kind of thing you can easily analyze for your particular business requirement, and maybe you can make some Tableau dashboard visualization, or in Snowflake one particular column you can create based on which some analysis can be done that why this many negative reviews coming for a particular product, or maybe for a particular product many positive reviews coming. So if there is some one or two negative reviews, what are the things we can improve from that? All these things will be helpful in the business improvement. So obviously this natural language processing is having its own importance in the business intelligence point of view also, right? I hope you are easily getting this, right? So this is about negative sentiment. Let me show you one particular positive sentiment kind of example also. So let me for example I am writing high quality pants. Okay, that is this kind of thing. When a customer is writing, that means he or she is happy with that product, right? Let us see how AWS comprehend, that is default or built-in model, analyze that. Okay, so here high quality pants we have given. We need to go to sentiment, and here see sentiment is positive. That means it is going pretty good, right? Okay, so we can use this particular one for Snowflake data analysis also. Maybe in Snowflake, in a particular column, that text is stored and we want to understand the sentiment of the text. That's what we are going to build in our this particular project. There is sentiment analysis with Amazon Comprehend. That is, the pipeline will look like this. Up to this particular AWS Lambda, this particular pipeline is known to us. That is basically nothing but external function creation. Then whatever data we will pass, that text, unstructured text column from Snowflake, that AWS Lambda will receive. That Lambda using Amazon Comprehend will basically perform sentiment analysis, and that result it will return back to Snowflake. So this kind of pipeline I am going to build in my this video. Okay, I hope the picture is clear to you. So without any further delay, let's directly jump into the hands-on. Okay, so I will go back to my AWS management console, and before going ahead with this particular video, I will request you to check this particular video also, external functions tutorial Snowflake, where I have explained in detail how you can basically use the Snowflake external function capability and extend it to using some Lambda functions and all these things. Okay, so this particular video will help you to grab the concepts whatever I am going to discuss, grab the steps whatever I am going to discuss very quickly. Okay, right? So here I have written the broad steps. Step 1 is create the Lambda role with comprehend access, because this will not come as default thing. So if we want to call comprehend service from Lambda function, we need to give this particular role also. Then we'll create the Lambda function. Then we'll create REST API. Okay, API for API integration in between Snowflake and AWS services, and then create AWS integration role with Snowflake so that Snowflake can call that. And then last one is create Snowflake API integration and external function. Okay, right? So let's start with our step 1. Create a Lambda role with comprehend access. So all we need to do, we need to go to IAM. Okay, identity and access management, right? And here we will simply go to roles. Okay, and we'll create a new role. We'll go to create role, and here I will basically use Lambda. For Lambda we are going to create the role, and here I will give some permission. First one is CloudWatch, obviously, because CloudWatch is something which is very helpful for logs. Okay, capturing logs. Then here comprehend full access. Okay, I am giving comprehend full access, right? This is pretty much it. And then here next I will directly give the role name. Okay, Lambda sentiment analysis. Okay, so I will save this particular in step 1, right? It is done, and we can simply go to create role. Okay, so this is the 4-step process for IAM role creation. It is complete. Okay, see here role is created. Now we will open this particular AWS management console in a new tab, and here we will basically search for Lambda, right? And we will go to Lambda function, and here we will basically create our first Lambda function. Okay, analysis text, this kind of name I am giving, Python 3.8 I am choosing. Let me save this particular one also, right? Okay. Now once this is done, I can change the role. Okay, execution role. I will choose an existing role, and role is Lambda sentiment analysis, just now what we created, right? And then we'll go to create function. Okay, so now the Lambda is having the comprehend access also, right? And now what is my Lambda code? It is very simple. You see here I have already written. I'll explain line by line. Import JSON, like normally in every Lambda function it is there. Then import boto3, okay, which is required to create the client to use the functionalities of comprehend, right? And then here we are basically creating one particular function, getSentiment, okay, and then we will pass our sentence or basically text based on which sentiment analysis we want to do. And then here comprehend equal to boto3.client service name equal to comprehend. Like this only we create the boto3 client for Glue, YAML, right? I have already discussed all these things while discussing transient YAML cluster and AWS Glue services. Similar to that, here we are basically passing comprehend. That time boto3 will create the client for comprehend. Now we can use this particular one for calling different functions of the comprehend, okay? And then here we are basically returning what? Comprehend dot detect sentiment. So detect sentiment is the function which is basically used for analyzing the sentiment, and then text equal to sentence, okay, that is whatever sentence we want to analyze, that what is the sentiment hidden in that particular sentence. We need to pass first parameter in this detect sentiment, that one, and second should be language code. So there are different language code to denote what language is that. So we are going to use English only. This is small POC. If you are using some difficult business problem statement where basically multiple languages are there, then first you can use Amazon service to convert all those different language into a standard language, maybe English, and then you can use sentiment analysis also. Like those kind of pipeline you can design, okay? And then here this is basically our main Lambda function, Lambda handler event comma context, right? And then here what we are doing, that we are printing the event, and then here translated equal to an empty array we are creating, and then for row in event of data. So all these things, how the JSON format looks like when the data is coming from Snowflake. Based on that, I have written the code, and all these things I have simply copied and pasted from my earlier video discussion. If you go to the below description box, here I have clearly written translated equal to an empty array for row in events of data. So why I am doing all these things, you can easily understand if you go through this particular video also, right? No need, there is no need I will explain same thing again and again in different videos. So I will request you to go through that one if you not aware of this particular syntax or how this is happening. So for row in event of data, so now for this particular row, which is basically a list, the first element will be basically row index, and second element will basically contain the data from Snowflake, right? Now suppose from Snowflake we are sending a sentence, then we can easily extract that using row of 1, that is second element of this particular row, right? And then here we are calling our getSentiment of data, okay? We are basically passing the text and calling the getSentiment function, which we basically created here, right? And just now I have shown you, right? If you go to this particular AWS comprehend, so here let me just show you once more. I will go to AWS sentiment, and here AWS comprehend, sorry, yeah, and here I will launch that, and maybe for example here a default sentence is written. If I just click on analyze, right, I need to go to sentiment and see here. I will go to application integration. Sentiment is neutral, okay? So basically this particular response will be getting back from that getSentiment function. So we need to basically only need this particular key, the value corresponding to this particular key sentiment, right? So that's what I have written here. If you see, that is after calling this particular function, we are using sentiment key to extract the type of sentiment, whether it is neutral or positive or negative, like that. Then we are appending in this particular list what we created. First element will be row number, which is basically first element of this row list, and then the type of sentiment. And then we are printing that. A print statement is also not required. This is just only for debugging purpose. If you want, you can ignore. And then we are returning the status code 200 and data is translated. Okay, right? So this particular return statement is also same like what I discussed earlier. If you go to this particular description box, return status code 200, data is translated. just all we need to do, that is format for the external function will be same. Just the internal data processing I changed compared to our earlier video. Okay. So now I will copy this particular piece of code, Ctrl C, and I will go to the new lambda what I just now created. I will delete this particular piece and I will paste it here. Okay, right? All I need to do, click on deploy. Now our this particular lambda is deployed. Now currently it is not having any API event trigger, right? But if you see our lambda function, that lambda function should be triggered by AWS API gateway. So the next step will be our this particular one, that is create lambda function is done. So next step is create REST API. Okay, right? With post method we have to create. So I will go to AWS management console in a new tab, and then here all I will do, I will click on AWS API gateway, and then here I will basically create a new REST API. I will go to build, and then in build I will basically click on OK, new API I will click, and then here I will give text analysis. Okay, so this is our next step is also done. So here I will save that particular name what I created, text analysis, right? And endpoint let me keep regional only. Then here I will click on create API. Okay, here our API is created. All we need to do, first we need to create resource, and then here I can give hello world. Okay, so basically after the actual endpoint URL we need to give /hello world. So then only our method will be called. Okay, post method or get method, whatever we are creating. We will go to create resource, right? And then here we will go to action, and here we will go to create method. The method what we are going to create is post method. We will check this particular one, and then here it will ask you to mention that lambda which will basically act like our backend server, and that is basically analysis text. Okay, just now what lambda function I created, right? We will click on save, and then here it is telling that you are about to give this particular permission, that is AWS API gateway info permission to lambda. Okay, right? Yes, click on OK, right? It is done. Now once post method is done, all we need to do, we need to deploy this API. Okay, deployment stage, we will create a new stage, development or quality analysis or production. Based on that you can choose. I am creating this development stage. All I need to do, click on deploy. Okay, Amazon will give us one particular URL. Let us copy that particular one and basically save that here. Okay, later we will use this, but this is just endpoint. After this we need to give slash, and then here we need to give the particular resource path what we have created, right? That is hello world, right? Okay, just confirm. Go to resources section. See here hello world is there, right? Okay, so here our API gateway is also created. Now here if I go to lambda and if I refresh this particular page, we will see that here API gateway trigger is added. Alright, now what is the next step? If I go to this particular to-do list, here you will see that now next step is create AWS integration role so that it will connect with Snowflake. So for that I will go to AWS management console, and then here I will go to IAM, and then here I will go to roles, and then here I will go to create role, right? And then here I will basically connect with Snowflake. So another AWS account ID. So where I will get account ID, I have told you, right? My security credentials, go to that place, and then if you go here, go below, here you will get AWS account ID. Let us copy that, and here account ID I will paste that. Then external ID for more security we need to give. Currently for the time being I am putting some 0 values randomly, and then I will go to next permission. Now Snowflake invocation will happen, right? So let us be in safe side and give all the permission. So API gateway, if I search API gateway info full access we are giving, and then here along with that we are giving lambda also. Okay, AWS lambda full access, right? Then we'll go to next tags. I am not specifying any tags explicitly. We'll go to reviews. Okay, role name I will give Snowflake text analysis, right? Let us copy this particular one, and then here let us save that particular one. Okay, right? And then here we need to go to create role. So here our Snowflake text analysis is created, right? This is the role. Click on that, right? And then this is your role ARN. What is the next step? We are saying that is create Snowflake API integration and external function. So for that also I have discussed the code earlier. Again I will copy this particular code, which I will be pasting in the description box or in the comment section as well. I will go to Snowflake. Make sure you are currently in your account admin role, because this kind of external AWS connectivity, this particular role is required. Okay, I'll paste all these things whatever I copied. First step, drop database if exists Ramu. Okay, we are basically dropping a Ramu database, then we are creating a Ramu database, right? So that will be acting like our fresh environment. Database Ramu successfully created. Then we are going to use our Ramu database. Okay, right? Then here what we are doing, create or replace API integration hello testing. API provider is AWS API gateway, and role ARN here we need to provide. So I will go to identity and access management. I will copy this particular role ARN. I will paste it here. Okay, enabled equal to true. API allowed prefix. So here I need to give API endpoint. Just now I copied that from AWS API gateway. I will be copying this particular one, right? And then here I will be pasting that. Okay, with this we are all set to create the API integration. Now I will click on run. Okay, integration hello testing successfully created, right? Now here we need to do describe integration hello testing, because some important points we need to update in that AWS role also, right? That is user and external ID, what we kept as dummy 00 for the time being. So if you see API AWS IAM user ARN, so this is our user ARN. I will copy that one. I will go back to that particular role which we created for Snowflake. I will go to trust relationship, and here I will go to edit trust relationship. Instead of this particular root role, I will be specifying this particular one, and external ID also Snowflake is providing us, that we will copy that, and by default we put all 00. Instead of that we will put basically this particular value. Okay, right? And then we will click on update trust relationship. So here trusted entities and the condition string equals this particular external ID is also updated, right? Okay, now in the next step what we are doing here, we are basically creating the external function hello world. We are just passing only one particular column. Okay, that is basically chat. Okay, that is whatever chat based on which we want to do sentiment analysis, right? And the syntax is almost pretty much it. Just we need to put here AWS API gateway endpoint. Okay, that is whatever we put here. I will be copying that particular one, right? And we'll be pasting that here as well. Okay, and all I need to do, we need to basically run this particular one. Okay, right? Function hello world successfully created, and then here what we are doing, we are basically creating a table which is containing two columns. One is name, one is chat. Okay, that is which person has reviewed one particular product and given something feedback in chat. Okay, so that particular data this table contains. So I'll be running this particular one first. Okay, right? DemoDB public chat is already existing. Okay, right? Instead of what I will do DemoDB, I will use Ramu, right? Because this particular one database we are using Ramu. So I will use Ramu, and I will create this table in my Ramu database. Okay, database Ramu does not exist or not authorized. Let me confirm. Right, here database Ramu does not exist. See, table chat successfully created. So here we need to give in capital all caps. Okay, because here Ramu, RAMU all capital. Okay, so our database table is successfully created. Now here what we will do, we will basically insert, here we will basically insert some amount of data. Okay, what we are inserting, insert into, so here this is my Ramu database. I will change this particular DemoDB to Ramu. Okay, so insert into Ramu public chat, values will be, so first name is suppose Ramu. Okay, the person who did chat is Ramu, and then the person has given this particular review on a particular product. That is, I hope this year's festival isn't as crashy as this year's iPhone app. Okay, so from this particular sentence itself, you can understand that this is kind of negative sentiment, right? But we will use our sentiment analysis pipeline to understand what kind of sentiment is this, because suppose in big data scenario there are millions of records, it is not possible for human being to understand each and everything, right? So that's why we are trying to build this kind of automated pipeline. Okay, and one more thing point to be noted here, before apostrophe s, whatever basically quotation is there, that quotation I am giving 2 times. Why? Because here this particular whole string, this particular whole comment is enclosed with one single quotation. So if you give one single quotation here, only one single quotation, that time the rest part the compiler will not take. Okay, so if you are using single quotation inside single quotation, that time you need to give inner single quotation as double single quotation, then only it will be accepted properly. Okay, then another person named Samu did this kind of chat. If you have an iPad, don't upgrade to its newest iOS yet. TweetDeck is very unstable on it. Okay, this is also kind of negative only. Then here Ramu made another chat. I have always used Camera Plus for my iPhone B/C. It has an image stabilizer mode which works pretty well. So this is kind of positive, right? Then Jadu said, I am doing this shit right now. I am on vacation and you got me working. Okay, maybe in company some urgent work came and the manager might have asked Jadu to do some work in his vacation also. So Jadu is angry and telling this kind of thing. So this is kind of negative sentiment, right? And then thank you for the rec, that is kind of recognition, but that does not work. Okay, so this is kind of neutral. Okay, anyway, so we will try to analyze all this using our sentiment analysis pipeline. So all together, let us run this particular one. It will take some time to enter all this data in our this particular table, right? And see all these records got inserted. All we can do, select star from our this particular table. Okay, let us paste this particular one and let us see whether data got inserted or not, right? And then here see name and chat, data got inserted. Okay, now we'll do sentiment analysis on this particular chat column. So what is our external function? That is hello world. Okay, so this kind of select query you can write, that is select name comma chat, both the columns we are selecting, and then the external function name hello world. Then we are passing that particular column on which we want to do sentiment analysis, which is basically hello world, as sentiment from Ramu. Okay, dot public dot chat. So basically this is how we are calling this sentiment analysis external function. So here we are using in this external function in the select query. So that select query will hit that external function. External function using API integration will send an HTTP request to API gateway. API gateway will process that using Lambda, and Lambda is basically taking help of AWS Comprehense to understand the sentiment. The answer will be returned back in the reversal, right? So let's see how whether it is working or not, and what is the accuracy level for this particular default sentiment analyzer. Okay, so it will take some time and see how beautifully we got the result. Okay, so first one, I hope this year's festival is not as crashy as this year's iPhone app. Okay, this is kind of negative. That is true. From the human normal understanding itself, we can say that this is negative sentiment. The next one, if you have an iPad, do not upgrade to newest iOS. This is kind of negative also. I always use Camera Plus on my iPhone that has an image stabilizer mode which works pretty well. It is kind of positive. Okay, then thank you for your recognition. That is kind of positive, but that does not work. This is kind of negative. So positive, negative, kind of neutral. So that's why it is giving mixed. Okay, so this kind of powerful machine learning or artificial intelligence work you can easily do using AWS services. Okay, right? Okay, so here I hope you have easily understood how to use Comprehense service to understand the sentiment hidden in a text. All you need to understand that creating client and then passing that particular text with the language code in the detect sentiment function. I will be providing all these codes in the description box or in the comment section. You can just copy paste and modify your required part and then use it seamlessly, right? So this is the power of Snowflake nowadays. So many companies are using this particular stuff to make their complete pipeline automated in big data cloud era. Okay, So if you find this video helpful, then please like, share and comment. Subscribe our channel if you have not subscribed till now. And don't forget to press the bell icon to get the notification of our latest videos. Thank you.